everyone. It is Christina and Jim with...
Who do you like this week?
And it is the divisional round.
It
so
is.
Excited for this week.
And for the record, we went 4-2 last week. So,
Correct. And had they not moved the Steelers game, I actually think we would have got that.
I think so too. I agree on that one too. So, but anyways, 4-2, not a bad record, right?
Not a bad record.
Yeah, more wins than losses. But let's talk about this week then.
All right, so we're going to go through each game again.
Yeah.
Texans and Baltimore.
First game, Saturday. All right, so yeah, I like the Texans plus 9.5 on this game. I know. It's like, maybe I'm not, I don't want to seem like I'm overreacting, but I think Cleveland was like the top defense, right? You've been talking about that all year. And the Texans and C.J. Stroud, they didn't seem to have a problem with the top defense. And I know Baltimore has a strong defense.
They have the top scoring defense.
Yeah, but here's the thing, too. I feel bad for doing this, but Lamar Jackson has a horrible playoff record. It's like worse than Dak Prescott's. Like, he does not perform well in the playoffs. And maybe this is his breakout year, but until he does it, or even if he does it, I like plus 9.5.
I'm actually going to take the over of 43.5 because obviously the Texans can score. Obviously Baltimore can score.
Agreed.
I don't think either defense is going to stop the other one completely. It's going to be cold, but C.J. Stroud is from Ohio State. He's used to the cold, so I don't think he can be rattled. He's playing like a 10-year veteran.
Good. He's playing as good as Brock Purdy.
He's playing as good as Tom Brady. Let's just say that.
Last year, Tom Brady?
No,
Patriots?
prime Tom
Patriots,
Brady. Prime Tom Brady.
Okay. Cool. No, that's cool. So I like the Texans. Christina likes the over. All right.
And I am rooting for the Texans. Because C.J. Stroud's a Buckeye.
Right.
Even though they got rid of Cleveland, my pick, but oh well.
Did you throw away that ticket yet?
I did.
Next game, my team, 49ers, all right? They are minus 9.5 against Green Bay. Yes, I know Green Bay just kicked the Cowboys' ass, but
49ers are not the Cowboys.
Exactly. So that's why I'm going to pick.
Because I was not shocked. Well, I was shocked the way the Cowboys lost. I wouldn't have been shocked if they lost close.
Okay. We picked that game last week.
Because
we knew that
we
Cowboys
said
sucked.
anytime they played a good team, they only won at home. They only won by a combined 2 points.
Sure.
They won by 1 point over Detroit, 1 point over Seattle.
Yeah.
And
Seattle's not even a good team. They didn't
well,
make
they're
the
not.
playoffs.
They're not bad, but they're not that good.
Okay. But I look at it like this. I think Green Bay's defense looked good against the Cowboys. I don't know if they're going to look like that again.
Remember, the Cowboys, they fool you every year. Every year we hear, this is their year. It's going to be the year that they go to the Super Bowl. It's the year, blah, 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 blah. They have nothing to base this off of. They are the Miami Dolphins of the NFC.
No, I like to say they're like the Raiders, but with a good regular season record. Just unreasonable optimism.
They're the Miami Dolphins. They're flashy. They're not really gritty. They fall apart on the road. They have an owner who also likes to be in the spotlight. Not as much as Jerry Jones, but they are literally mirror images of one each other.
Okay, fair enough. But one interesting thing about this is this. We live in Las Vegas here.
Mm-hmm.
Sports gambling is legal here forever. Always,
Except we can't do DraftKings.
But they said last week's game was the biggest take for the casinos here because the stupid Cowboy bettors just kept betting in game. They kept believing that they were going to come back, and they just kept going.
I had conversations with a few that kept saying, hey, well, Cowboys got the number one offense. They're going to come back. I'm like, okay.
They made no adjustments. They made zero adjustments.
They couldn't stop the run. Didn't matter if they lit it up. They couldn't do anything to stop.
That was just garbage time scoring at the end anyways. Yeah. And I would say, you talk about like Pittsburgh, right? They were getting blown out. They made adjustments. They came back. They made it somewhat of a close game,
Had
right?
they not thrown that interception at the end of the half, this would have been maybe a 4-point game.
Exactly, right? So, I mean, but with the Niners, though, I'm not going to bet it because they're my team, but that would be a pick of mine. I think they will cover against Green Bay. I think Green Bay had a great game.
And they're gonna be emotional, and they're young, so it could be very well a letdown game, because San Francisco is not the same animal that they will be playing against as the Dallas Cowboys. They're gonna hit harder. They've got more pass rushers. They've got better corners.
They can run the ball.
They're the team that has the highest yards after the catch.
True.
So, as good as the young receiving core is for Green Bay, I don't think that they have enough to get past. But I am actually going to be taking the over of, 50 and a half?
50 and a half, yeah.
50 and a half on this, because I think they're both going to score.
Yeah.
And if it does become one-sided, then it's going to be the 49ers blowing them out.
Okay. I mean, all right, next game we got Tampa Bay.
At Detroit. Congratulations, Detroit. For having another home playoff game.
Oh,
it's been years.
That's great. I watched the documentary with Barry Sanders. Very, very cool and all that. I'm glad Detroit got their wins and all that, but we're celebrating one playoff win, right? That's a low bar.
They've never even been to the Super Bowl.
That's a low bar. So let's celebrate if they win, whatever.
Well, that's their bar.
Yeah.
Now they have to win another.
You might wonder why I'm hating on Detroit, right?
Why?
It's because they didn't cover. You had the game covered the whole game you were covering, and then you let them
at the last 3 minutes.
Yeah,
yes.
Yeah, you let them cover at the end. I'm not happy with that.
Yes.
It's bad play calling.
Yes.
You should know that there's bets out there.
Yes.
And you need to cover 3. So because of that, I'm taking Tampa Bay. Detroit doesn't like to cover their spreads, right? Plus 6.5.
We do think Detroit's going to win, but I agree. I'm going to take Tampa Bay as well.
I think it's going to be a close win. I think it'll be a close win, cover maybe by 3, field goal, something like that.
Something like that.
That's why I like the 6.5.
Both can run the ball.
Mm-hmm.
You don't know which Baker's going to show up. It could be great Baker or 5 interception Baker. So, and it's playing in a dome, so he's used to it. It's not like the weather's going to throw him off.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, he is from Oklahoma and Cleveland, so he's spunky. Let's just say that.
And I think Detroit's really solid, but I didn't like.
And Goff is better.
I didn't like how they did that second half though during that game.
No, they got
came
conservative.
Out strong. They got way conservative, and I see that happening, and that's why I like Tampa for the cover on this one.
Right.
Okay.
Right. And then the last game, the big one.
Yes.
The Chiefs at the Bills.
Yes.
I am going to take the Bills. I think this is the year Josh Allen puts Mahomes to sleep.
Okay. I am also taking the Bills minus 2.5 at home. I think this will be a close game, and Bills have built some good momentum towards the end of the season, coming into the playoffs.
They've been playing playoff footballs
for like a month or two now.
A month and a half.
Right.
Last 6 games, they had to win all 6. They did that. And then, 7, 8, so a month and a half.
And then you have KC that's kind of limping into the playoffs.
And their win to me against Miami didn't really show anything. They didn't do anything spectacular. They had trouble with Miami's defense scoring in the red zone. It should have been 42-7.
Exactly. I was not impressed. And to be honest with you, I wasn't impressed because I didn't watch the game, because I'm not going to be forced to download Peacock and subscribe. So I didn't even watch it. I watched the highlights, honestly. But from the highlights, I was not impressed.
Yeah, they had real trouble with Miami. If Miami's defense didn't do as many stops, but there was a lot of mistakes, too, with the offensive line holding or a sack given up,
right,
or whatever. They just couldn't score in the red zone consistently.
Mm-hmm.
They had 2 touchdowns the whole game, and granted it was cold, but Kansas City, that's where you live. You should have not been affected by the weather as much as Miami. Plus, Miami's from warm, hot. By the second half, they didn't want to be on the field anymore at all.
I don't think they wanted to be on the field from the beginning.
Well, they started it okay, but then second half they had literally 25 yards of total offense.
Yeah, they couldn't tackle anybody. It was just.
Yeah.
Miami
They were not prepared.
looked like Dallas or something.
What did I say?
Yeah.
Mirror image is the one that.
Yeah. Wow, look at that. We brought it all back together. Okay, cool. All right, so we went 4-2 last week. All right, so if you follow our bets and you followed them for the season, we actually are like at
A winning record.
we have a winning record. We're about 66, 67%, right? So 2/3, right? That technically is like pro status, actually.
Yes.
It is, yeah. But anyways, we're not pros, right? But
No.
if you were to bet on some of these games, and if you were to win some of this money, and let's just say you don't know what to do with this money, all right? Well, I want to remind you, Christina and I are real estate agents in Las Vegas, and you should invest in real estate here because we have one of the fastest growing cities.
So take your winnings, give us a call. We'll help you invest that money.
All right, good luck.
And we'll talk to you guys next week.
Go Niners.
It really does look like I'm not wearing a shirt.
I know, right?
I didn't
Hey,
think-
Christina,
I
why aren't
didn't
you wearing
think-
a shirt under those overalls? It's kind of
Actually,
weird.
yeah. I didn't think this through. It wasn't a very
It's all
good
good.
plan.
It's all good.